Hey y'all, welcome back to Read with Melanin. Today I'm here to talk about books that are coming out in November. As always, these are books that I'm considering reading. Doesn't mean that I'm going to read them in November, nor does it mean that I'm actually going to buy them. It's just books that I caught my eye that I think you might be interested in. If you think I might have missed some books, please leave them down below in the comment section and we can talk about it there too. This first book is supposed to come out the 4th of November. It is Son of the Morning by Aweke Ameze. So this book says it is a steamy paranormal romance set in Black South, a bold new foray that takes us on a journey of magic and fantasy from the Whispering Creeks outside the city of Salvation to the very depths of hell itself. Tender-hearted Galilee was raised by Kincaids, a formidable clan of Black women sequestered deep in the weeping willows and dark rushing creeks of their land. Galilee has known that she's different, but there is an old and unknowable secret around her very existence. It has been a hollow ache inside her since her childhood, something she assumes she will always have to live with, until she meets Lucifer Hillel. He's fronting as head of security on her wealthy friend Oriako's family, protecting a mysterious ancient artifact. But from the moment she lays eyes on him, Gally knows he's not human. From her first incendiary touch, Lucifer knows something even Gally herself doesn't, that she isn't human either. I'm not going to read them more. Y'all know I like to stop at a point because a lot of the book descriptions, they be given too much. So that grabbed my attention. I think I've read one of Aweke Ameze, I hope I'm saying that right, books, and I enjoyed them. So I do look forward to this one. This one comes out again on November 4th. This next book comes out on November 4th as well, and it is A Dark Forgetting by Kristen Cicerelli. So I've actually been meaning to read Kristen Cicerelli's books. I keep seeing her name pop up on lists, and I want to know if she's as good as everybody is saying. So this book is... No matter how far she runs, the forest always comes for Emmeline Lark. She is haunted by its mysterious disappearances and the tales of fey magic lurking in its depths. But when her grandfather goes missing, the stories Emmeline has always scoffed at suddenly seem less foolish. She enters the forest she has spent years trying to escape, only to have Hawthorne Fell, a handsome and brooding tithe collector, brutally try to dissuade her from searching, even as a magnetic spark ignites between them. Refusing to be deterred, Emmeline finds herself in court of the fabled Wood King. She makes a deal, her voice for her father's freedom. Little does she know, she stumbled into a curse that threatens the existence of this eerie world she's now trapped in. To survive, she'll need the help of the fiery Hawthorne, who she's so helplessly drawn to. If she fails, she'll lose everything she holds dear, devastating and romantic. In Kristen Cicerelli's A Dark Forgetting, everything has a cost. This is very much giving somebody's fairy tale. I'll take it. Sometimes I'll take it. I'm sure that they're labeling this as romantasy or something. Again, I refuse to accept that. But this is giving very paranormal. It's giving very much ooh, why did she give up her voice in another magical world? That is my question that I have. So I want to figure that out. This book comes out on November 4th, and it is the first book in the Fallen City duology, and that is Fallen City by Adrienne Young. In the great walled city of Asura, a political turmoil ignites a rebellion 100 years in the making. But when a legionnaire falls in love with the magistrate's daughter, their love will threaten the fate of the city and the will of the gods. Luca Mateus has one purpose: to carry on the family name, maintaining his presence in the forum once his powerful and cruel uncle dies. To carry on the family name, maintaining its presence in the forum once his powerful uncle dies. But his noviceship with the city's philosopher places him in the middle of a catastrophe that will alter the destiny of his people. Maurice Casoeira was raised amidst the strategic maneuvers of the Citadel. I don't know why reading is hard. It's inner workings. And she knows what her future holds: a lifetime of service to a corrupt city. But her years of serving as a novice to the last priestess who possesses the stolen magic of the old war has made her envision a different kind of future for the city. I'm going to leave it there because obviously we know that they're going to meet and this is the fate of the world. That's how all of them read. So I'm not going to read anymore. I will say this next one, the cover grabbed me first. It comes out on November 4th. And this book is titled Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Brathwaite. I butchered that, I promise. I did not mean to. Okay, it says, a young woman must shake off a family curse and the widely held belief that she is the reincarnation of her dead cousin in this wickedly funny, brilliantly perceptive novel about love, female rivalry, and the superstition from the author of the smash hit, My Sister the Serial Killer. Oh my God, I knew I recognized this author. Okay, so first of all, Black Prose Club read My Sister's Serial Killer. We loved that book. So I actually really look forward to this book now. I don't know why her name didn't click, but it clicks now. Okay, it says, when Ubon gives birth to her daughter, Iniyi, on the day they bury her cousin Monife, there is no denying the starting resemblance between the child and the dead woman. So begins the belief, fostered and fanned by the entire family, that Iniyi is the actual reincarnation of Monife, fated to follow in her footsteps in all ways, including that tragic end. There's also the matter of the family curse. No man will call your house his home, and if they try, they will not have peace, which has been handed down from generation to generation, breaking hearts and causing 3 generations of abandoned Falodan women to live under the same roof. When Iniyi falls in love with the handsome boy she saves from drowning, she can no longer run from the family history. As several women in her family have done before, she ill-advisedly seeks answers in older, dark spiritual corners of Lagos, demanding solutions. Is she determined to live out the habitual story of love and heartbreak? Or can she break the pattern once and for all, not only avoiding the spiral that led Monife to her lonely death, but liberating herself from all the family secrets and unspoken traumas that have dogged her steps since before she can remember? I think it's going to be good because I really enjoyed My Sister the Serial Killer and I enjoy how this author writes. So I think I'm really going to enjoy that book a lot. This book, I think I just like the cover and then it's a new author for me. This book also comes out November 4th and is The King Must Die by Kemi Ashingiwa. So this is a pulse-pounding science fiction adventure following the daughter of rebel instigators and the heir of a powerful drunk ruler who team up to save their empire or destroy it in this process. Finn's world is crumbling. New Earth. Oh my God. It's New Earth. No space. New Earth, a once promising planet gifted by the all-powerful alien makers, now suffers from failed terraforming, leaving its people on the brink of collapse. Finn has spent her life working as a mercenary bodyguard for a cunning magistrate, entangled in the politics of the empire that shattered her family. But then her fathers, her last remaining tether to hope, are executed by the ruthless sovereign who marks Finn for the same fate. With nothing left to lose, Finn escapes with a single map and an old quarter staff, embarking on a dangerous quest to seek out the last remnants of her parents' rebellion. Oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm intrigued. Like I said, I don't read science fiction as often as I used to, but when I do, they gotta be real adventurous, and this is giving me kind of what I need. Plus, new author, and I really like the way that the cover looks on this. This is another named twin, and it comes out on November 4th. This book is Deadly Ever After by Brittany Johnson. I have not read Brittany Johnson, I don't think. Let me scroll. Yeah, I haven't read any Brittany Johnson. So yeah, this will be my first Brittany Johnson when it comes to the library. It says 2 dead princesses must find true love's kiss to bring them back to life in this heart-stomping romantic fantasy debut. For fans of Cinderella is Dead and Girl Serpent Thorn, Amala has spent her whole life trying to be the perfect, delicate, quiet, obedient. But when she's murdered on the night of her wedding, her story is cut short before it begins. Khadijah, I'm going to say it's Khadijah. I feel like it's Khadijah. Khadijah has been told her whole life that she is too rough, too loud, too much. She's no ordinary princess, but a ruthless warrior on a quest to fulfill her late brother's dying wish. Except she dies before reaching her destination. When both girls wake up in a cursed forest, the gods offer them a second chance at life. If they can find true love's kiss, but there's a catch, the gods warn. While the right kiss will save you, the wrong kiss will kill you. On their journey, the princesses must overcome challenges that force them to face the truth of their lives and their deaths. I'm guessing this is a sapphic love story and that the true love will be each other, but if I guess the storyline, my bad. But that's what it's giving. This book, it's a lot of books coming out on November 4th. I'm just letting y'all know. So this one is a mystery book. It's called Girls Who Play Dead by Joelle Wellington. It says 2 siblings investigate the murder of a friend only to unearth more deadly mysteries in their small town in this page-turning young adult thriller from the acclaimed author of Their Vicious Games. When Mickey Graves left her small stifling hometown of Prophet's Lake to live with his estranged mother, he thought nothing could ever make him return for good until his sister Kayla's best friend Aaron is murdered. Mickey never worried about leaving Kayla behind at their family-owned funeral home so long as she had Aaron. But when Mickey heads home, determined to help Kayla grieve, the sister he encounters barely resembles the one he remembers. Mickey decides then and there to do the one thing that seems even more impossible than stay. As Kayla spirals further into her rage and secrets, Mickey realizes the only thing that can help his sister is finding the truth about who killed Aaron. But the more he investigates, the further he's pulled into other ugly mysteries of Prophet's Lake and the beauty brand that is its lifeblood. The town's rot runs deep, and everyone has something to hide, perhaps no one more than Kayla herself. Again, trying to give thriller mysteries a chance because I feel like I'm missing out on a whole genre of the mystery world if I'm not going into the thriller realm. So fingers crossed. This book has actually been on my radar for a couple of years, and I was actually shocked to see that it now has like a title page and everything. And it is A Fate So Cold by Amanda Foody and C.L. Herman. This book comes out on November 4th as well. It says, for most of this year, summer reigns peacefully over Alderland. Then for 6 brutal weeks, winter rages, obliterating towns and wrecking casualties. Magicians bound with powerful wands of summer to defend the nation, a duty that cost many lives. Dominic Barrow, oh my God, I remember him from the other book series. Dominic Barrow never wanted such responsibility, but destiny has granted him a choice. The greatest summer wand has awakened for the first time in a century, warning that an icy cataclysm looms on the horizon. And despite his reputation as the least suited of all his classmates, the wand chooses Dominic to wield it. Ellery Caldwell spent years striving to be a perfect summer magician and burying her fears of her own power, but her worst suspicions are proven true when she accidentally creates the first ever winter wand. Now, as the unprecedented chosen two, Dominic and Ellery must thwart the oncoming cataclysm together, and in trying to fulfill their destinies, they wonder if they are brought together for a second fate, to fall in love. We all know how that's going to go. Not reading more than that. This book comes out November 18th, and it is I, Medusa by Ayana Gray. Now, I'm going to preface this. I am kind of tired of Medusa themed books. I think we've ran Medusa to the ground. There are plenty of other deities in multiple different mythologies that we could focus on for once. So I'm telling y'all about this because a Black girl wrote it. I root for everybody Black, but I don't know if I'm actually going to read this one. I'm probably going to wait until the library has it. It says that this is a new kind of villain origin story, a reimagining one of the most iconic monsters in Greek mythology as provocative and powerful young heroine. Many has spent her whole life as a footnote in someone else's story, out of place next to her beautiful immortal sisters and her parents, both gods, albeit minor ones. She dreams of leaving her family island for a life of adventure. So when she catches the eye of the goddess Athena, who invites her to train as an esteemed priestess in her temple, Medi leaps at the chance to see the world beyond her home. In Athens' colorful market streets and the clandestine chambers of the temple, Medi flourishes in her role as Athena's favorite acolyte, getting her first taste of purpose and power. But when she's noticed by another Olympian, Poseidon, a drunken night between girl and god ends in violence, and the course of Medi's promising future is suddenly and irrevocably altered. Her locks transform and, see what I mean? We've heard this story so many times that I can barely get through the description. So she's kind of telling the exact story of the original Medusa story. So I just don't know where we're going to go with that. Unless Medusa is pulling a god of war and is going through and wiping out the gods to get to Athena and then eventually Poseidon, if we're not god of warring it, how different can the story be? I don't know. Maybe y'all will tell me that I was wrong and that I should read it. But right now, at the list of books that I have, it's probably at the bottom. But I wanted to let y'all know that it's coming out on November 18th. This book is actually, I think, a middle grade book, and it is The Last Ember by Lily Dodd. So, Impossible Creatures meets the mysterious Benedict Society in this epic, fast-paced, upper-middle grade fantasy full of dragon-like creatures, heroic hijinks, battle-forged friendships, and sharp humor. Aramanders are extinct, or so the government would have you think. Centuries ago, the kingdom of Galactus Galactus decreed the destruction of these dangerous dragon-like creatures whose deadly flame could level entire cities and upend world order. But when 12-year-old Eva Alexander, a wealthy chemistry student in the city of Port Town, walks into a fashionable department store and walks out accidentally with the world's last Aramander egg, everything changes. Suddenly, Eva is the target of unwanted attention, including the Thieves Union, a mysterious organization with a rebellious streak and fingers in every pie in Port Town. That's all I'm going to read for that. I'm excited. I think this is I don't know how many books will be in the series or if it's just one. But again, middle grade, want to get back to the middle grade world. I'm giving very much excited. I want to know, do y'all read middle grade, or like, am I one of the few adults that read it and like don't judge it as an adult? I don't know. I think this will be really cute for middle grade. So if you got a kid that likes to read and wants like a dragon adventure, I'm guessing this one might be a good one to try. I will say the purple cover grabbed me first, and then I read the premise and I'm like, probably not bad. This book comes out 18th of November as well, and it is Violet Thistlewaite is Not a Villain Anymore by Emily Kripfoltz. Don't really know how to pronounce that last part. Let's see. A powerful plant witch and a grumpy alchemist must work together to save their quiet town from magical plague in their debut cozy fantasy romance about starting over, redemption, and what it really means to be a good person. I think that's all I'm going to read. I don't really need to read the rest. Like, we know it's a cozy fantasy, so we know it's going to be a romance, and we know that the adventure is like high stakes to them, but not really high stakes to us. So I'm sure when I need like a chill read, I'm sure that this will be the book that I pick up. Now, I have been scorned by promises of fae libraries, bookstores, and bookshops opened up by Black girl best friends. And I'm giving it one last chance with The Bookshop Below by Georgia Summers that comes out on November 20th, 2025. It says, a disgraced bookseller is offered the chance to restore a magical bookshop to its former glory and enters a dark underworld of unscrupulous collectors, deadly ink magic, and shady societies. If you want a story that will change your life, Cheerin's Bookstore is where you go. For those lucky enough to grace its doors, it's a glimpse into a world of deadly bargains and powerful magical books. For Cassandra Fairfax, it's a reminder of everything she's lost when Cheirin kicked her out and all but shattered the shop. Since then, she used her skills in less ethical ways, trading stolen books and magical readings to wealthy playboys looking for power money can't buy. Then Cheirin dies. And if Cassandra knows anything, it's the bookshop must always have an owner. To restore the shop, she'll need the help of Lowell Sharp, a rival bookseller who is everything Cassandra is not and knows it too. But as she is plunged into a world of unscrupulous collectors, deadly ink, and shady societies, a dark force threatens to unravel the bookshops entirely. I don't know. As long as I'm getting more Bookstore, I'm ready. But this is the third chance for this year. The third chance. If somebody else starts offering me a magical freaking library or a bookstore or a librarian, I'm checking out because y'all don't know how to do it right. That's all I'm saying. The last book on my list, thank y'all for staying if you have, comes out November 25th, and it is the 6th book in the Tita Rosie Kitchen Mystery, which y'all know I love this series. It is Death in Dinagun by Mia P. Manansala. Love is in the air for the citizens of Shady Palms, but Cupid's arrow isn't the only thing striking the town. Not with another killer on the loose. Things are looking up for the Bruja Cafe, and Lila Macapagal can't think of anything that could break the spell, especially with Valentine's Day coming up. She can't wait to celebrate with her boyfriend, Jay Park. Adding to the lovely-dovey atmosphere is Hannah Lee, Shady Palm's newest resident. She's also Jay's beloved cousin and chocolatier at Choco Noir, the latest addition to the town's culinary offerings. Everything is coming into place for Hannah, who left her old life in Minnesota behind to work at Choco Noir, owned by her best friend. Unfortunately, beneath the sweet surface of Shady Palms runs a bitter undercurrent, as a series of attacks against women-owned businesses in the area escalates from petty theft to assault and murder when Hannah is found knocked unconscious inside Choco Noir, and the chocolate shop owner is put out of business for good. With Hannah left in a coma, a murderer hiding amongst them, and the safety of the women entrepreneurs of Shady Palms at risk, the Park brothers team up with the Bruja Cafe crew to put a stop to the villain before they strike again. If I'm not mistaken, this is the last book in the Tita Rosie series. Sorry, something fell. I am so excited. I love this book series. I think y'all have heard me talk about this a lot. I love this mystery book series. I do need to find another one to suffice if this one's gone. So if you guys know any more like cooking mystery ones that got like cooking culture, because this book is very Filipino based, like it's a lot of Filipino culture in it, and I really like that. So if y'all got any books that are similar to this, let me know down below. With that being said, I gotta take a break. I've been recording for at least an hour, so let me know what books you guys are excited to read in the month of November, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.